you to the 30-day speaking challenge that will be starting on Thursday, December 1st and going until the 30th. And this is a great way for you to get into a daily speaking habit before waiting for the new year to begin. This has been going on for about 5.5 years. I've been organizing it, and it's been a great community, very friendly people who are also learning different languages and wanting to get more speaking practice. There's a lot of positive encouragement and feedback and people helping each other. And just want to show you on my screen here, I have my computer behind me. So just to give you an idea of kind of how this works and why to join this. So I noticed that for a lot of exam prep students that I've been training for at least 6 years online and much longer also in person, I noticed that they were struggling to get comfortable with making recordings for the exam because there's limited time to see a prompt and also to kind of quickly come up with ideas and to speak. So I noticed as well that as a language learner, I was getting a lot of benefits from making recordings each day in my target language. And by doing so, I got more comfortable. I felt more confident. I noticed that after doing this on a daily basis, on a regular basis, consistent basis, I was feeling more fluent. I could find my words faster. The grammar seemed to be a little bit more automatic and correct. So I didn't have to focus as much each time I went to go speak. I also noticed that by doing this alone, making a recording, an audio recording by myself, it gave me a chance to kind of reflect and express some ideas and find my words. Whereas if I were in a conversation with a language partner or a teacher, I might feel pressured to kind of hurry up, or that stress in a way of knowing that somebody is kind of waiting for you to finish your sentence or is waiting for an opportunity to interrupt you, that could create some stress that then has an impact on how you speak, and that could contribute to a few more mistakes, and that could lead to possibly some embarrassment or further anxiety. So I noticed that when making these recordings by myself, I could have some control over the environment. I can do this when it's comfortable, it's convenient for me at home, when there's no interruptions, when I can focus. If it's earlier in the day, this works better for me. And if I don't have that sense of a pressure that somebody is waiting to jump in to immediately respond, this gives me that chance to think and to reflect and to then develop this habit. So a lot of people tell me that they feel a little nervous, a little anxious, very self-conscious about how they speak. And sometimes they don't want to join a conversation, or they don't feel ready or prepared yet to sign up for a lesson if that means there's going to be 1 hour or at least 30 minutes, and maybe that is a bit intensive or a bit overwhelming at first. So making short recordings is a way that you can practice speaking for a few minutes. You can make it for a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, however long is practical for you and sustainable, that you can manage this on a regular basis. And also, if you're feeling tired, it doesn't have to be very long. There have been times when I get to the end of the day, if I hadn't yet made a recording, I'll go ahead and just say, I'm feeling tired, I'm going to bed. But I'll go ahead and say that in multiple languages, just to practice that and keep the consistency and keep that streak going. And hopefully the next day I can dedicate a little bit more time, but at least do something small each day and try not to skip it. Let me show you on my screen what this looks like if you're interested in signing up and seeing kind of some of these landing pages. So let me just turn this camera around. Okay. So this is the web page on my website for the 30-day speaking challenge. There is the sign up button here that you can go to immediately for the payment. It's just $10, and going through a little bit of if you want to speak, but perhaps you're feeling just a little embarrassed, or you don't have enough practice, or you don't have those opportunities. Maybe you're not living in a country where that language is spoken, or perhaps you do live in a country where it's spoken, but you might not get enough practice if people are not correcting you or encouraging to speak. So here are different reviews that people have said and explanations about how this works, especially making a daily habit, tracking your progress, because you have those recordings, you can listen to them and go back and see what you did. You are assessing your strengths and weaknesses by probing the language that you're learning. You're testing it, you're kind of crash testing it, you're experimenting with it, and then trying to make it more robust, make it stronger by probing it. Definitely getting the speaking practice. It's a way to overcome the fear of speaking. Sometimes that fear is related to making mistakes and feeling very self-conscious. So the more often you do this, the more confident you become, and you realize that the mistakes are not really a big deal, a big problem. A lot of people are more focused on your content and not so much on the mistakes you might make. So this definitely does influence your confidence by practicing more, and it is strengthening these grammatical structures. It's becoming easier to find your words and put your sentences together as you're practicing it. You can also get feedback on your pronunciation and look up words as you go back and listen to a recording, and somebody can point out specific words. This does help with that fluency. In my opinion, fluency is kind of finding your words quickly and accurately, and finding the right ones so that you can communicate and express yourself. So these are a few of these benefits that you can look forward to by joining the challenge. If you go ahead and sign up, what you can expect to receive next is this welcome email. I'm usually encouraging people to send me a reply to this email so I can get a chance to get to know what your language background is and what your goals are for the month. And we do have a Facebook group and also a Mining Networks group where people are welcome to meet and to kind of swap potential messages and contact if they want to become language partners, or people who can swap feedback on each other's recordings. So it's a great community to join. And each day I'm sending out these kinds of emails. This first email is just kind of going over what to expect in terms of what's the goal. We want to get more speaking practice. What can I do if I have a low level in the language, or if I want to learn more than one language? How can I adapt the challenge? It's very flexible. You can change the topics, adapt them to your needs, and what to expect in these emails. I'm sending a lot of language learning advice, tips about habit formation, insights I got from lessons with students, interacting with my children who are learning 3 languages, and my experience running this challenge for 5 years, and also my experience speaking 6 languages and trying to keep a daily streak of over 900 days. So there's a lot of advice that I can share about language learning and teaching, and then how the feedback can work, and how to really maximize that potential for the feedback if you're helping each other and kind of I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And then we have a series of topics for introducing ourselves. And right now there's the World Cup going on, so that's one potential topic. And then other things that might be related to December and the holidays. Once you can go through the email, you can start looking at some recording tools. Like this is one called Vocaroo that I encourage people to use. So you can start recording, you can see a timer. When you're finished, you click stop, save and share, and then we get a link to this recording. You can go and share that on a Google document that we use within the program for each target language. Another option is called SpeakPipe voice recorder. Very similar. We can make a recording here, then stop, get a link. You don't need to include your name, you can get the link. And then this link here, you can copy that and share that in both the Facebook group and also the Google Doc that we have. So here's an example of the Google document in English that we had for November. As I'm speaking right now, this is November 30th, and just you can see where one participant, Hajan, has updated her a file that from the Google document, and then talking about her experience in the challenge. And then there's some feedback from some other participants. And this is a great way to kind of share some encouragement, some positive feedback. And as I keep going, there's more recordings on day 29, day 28, different participants here, and lots of these recordings getting feedback. We also have this Facebook group that has about 1,000 people in here, and there are opportunities to post what you're working on for the week and highlights, and to ask questions and get encouragement. You can also share some recordings in there as well. I have a playlist that I've been adding like 900 recordings to now, just for my own personal accountability, and I did this every day. And we have some discussion topics, and yeah, it's a great opportunity to meet people that are there. We also have a spreadsheet where we're kind of encouraging people to track their progress and click like, yes, I made a recording, and there's different languages on here, so that you can kind of keep yourself accountable. So those are a handful of some of the documents and the links that we're using throughout the month. And I share a lot of advice that I've received through, for example, the books Atomic Habit by James Clear, the Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, some insights also from the Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and other things that I'm researching online and just observing through working with students from many different countries, many different language backgrounds, and trying to see how can I motivate them, how can I encourage them to practice, how to be very compassionate with yourself if you feel like you're making mistakes and you want to improve, but maybe not being surrounded by enough people where you can practice with them. So this community really does help as a supplement, maybe not a way to replace teachers or replace language exchanges, or not to replace reading and listening and writing practice, but if your goal is to get more speaking practice, this is a really great community to join. I would highly encourage you to check this out. And there's a lot of great learners, very friendly ones. It's a very non-judgmental community, meaning that we're all in the same boat. We all want to get more speaking practice, and we're there to help, encourage people. And this has been going for over 5.5 years. I definitely want to make it a little bit better each day, a little bit better each month. And it's not something that I just click and then put it on the back burner or just forget about it. I do want to interact with people who are in there, and if I can, encourage people to help one another and find those opportunities. I'm really happy to help with that. So if you're looking for a great community to join that's online, it's flexible, and it's very encouraging, I would definitely recommend that you check this out. So if you're watching this video as a replay, the challenge is from December 1st until December 30th, but it will continue each month. So if you watch this replay, look before the 1st of each month. There will be some messages here, either on my profile, the link in my profile, or a video, a link with this video. So I'll wrap up here, and if you have any questions, feel free to send me a direct message or leave a comment on this video, or check out the website, hugginsinterntional.com/30-day speaking challenge. And we start on the 1st of each month and go for 30 days. And it's a great community to join. I would highly recommend that you join it.